I don't know what you did. Now I'm the gal that's chasing you up. Flip my lid. Come here, eager beaver, baby.
Hello and welcome to
Was That an Orgy? Woo!
starring Charlene and Teresa Bawd, two sisters that explore the topics of sex, sexuality, gender, and sex positivity. We will also try to answer the question, was that an orgy?
Is this thing on?
Is this thing on?
No more wire hangers.
No more wire hangers. I buy you a nice dress and you have abortions with wire hangers?
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God. Sorry, I'm
We're
still
going back
posting.
in time. Chicka, chicka, chick, tick, tick, tick. We're going back in time. Damn it, Supreme Court. Where are we going this time? Is this the 50s? Or get your fucking heads out of your asses. That's all I got to say.
I got to say, Scrotus. Stop it.
Scrotus.
Stop it, Scrotus. That's
quit
enough.
being a POTUS.
Yeah.
I can hear these headphones.
Yeah. We'll put these headphones over here. I really I don't even have enough of a sense of humor about this to even
Not
talk
yet.
about it.
Too
I'm just
soon.
like,
It's too soon.
it is too soon. It
Yeah.
is too soon.
Yeah.
But like,
You
oh
know.
my God.
Give me a minute. I am rewriting a couple of songs. I am
I
rewriting
can't wait.
the Huey Lewis Back in Time song.
Mhm.
Yeah, because the world needs a little levity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always. I know it's not funny yet. Not funny yet. It never will be.
No.
Never will be funny.
I feel like this is going to push me straight into super goth mode again. Like,
yeah,
I'm
like,
just,
look, we both were
yeah,
back.
we're
in
yeah.
mourning.
Here we go.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to start getting paler
Look,
instead
even
of
our tits are sad.
my
like-
titties are so sad.
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
draw like a sad face right here in the cleavage.
our tits are sad. We should have put Google eyes right here because then you can see our sad tits frowning. And then we can shimmy and make the eyes
when
look,
they cry.
yeah. And then we like shimmy like this. The eyes will be looking around like, what's going on? We're losing our rights.
Oh my God. Okay, so I was at a restaurant with a wonderful partner and then Mom and Dale celebrating some good news, and which I can't disclose yet. And we were talking about the Scrotus's decision and how pissed we were, and maybe we were a bit boisterous about it. Maybe we were a little loud. But this fucking old screechy Karen comes up behind us holding a glass of white wine.
I'm trying to have a nice dinner.
I'm trying to have a nice dinner.
And you're talking about women's rights.
I know. How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you know what? And that's like the thing that every abuser does is just like, how dare you complain about me abusing you? You're
Yeah.
so whiny and complainy. It's like,
yeah.
fuck you. This is what you get. Yeah, I'm pissed off.
Yeah. Why are you pissed? Oh, because
Yeah.
you're whining with your white wine.
Because you're either medicating yourself or you actually believe in that shit.
Yeah.
Which, congrats to you and your 8 pound 4 ounce little baby Jesus or whatever. But like,
yeah.
it's your religion. Fuck off. Keep it off my body.
I don't want to be bothered with the whining of the lower economic class.
Yes.
The underprivileged. This doesn't affect me. I don't want to hear about it. I'm
Exactly.
trying to escape.
That's what it felt like. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to suck down a gallon of white wine.
Right, exactly.
Give me another bottle of that slutter bone.
Yes.
Slutter bone.
Slutter bone home.
Yeah.
Yes. Ugh. God,
Mm.
gross. Did you lose your appetite?
Mm-hmm.
I would.
No, actually,
kinda
my
just did
partner
already.
was amazing at diffusing the situation.
Oh, what happened?
He was just super calm and used a very big boy voice, just
Mhm.
very calm, and was just like, okay, that's fine. Enjoy your dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And every time she'd try and like, nah, he'd be like, enjoy your dinner.
Ooh, that's hot.
Enjoy. Oh, it was really fucking hot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were like sliding in.
I was like,
oh,
Who
I'm
even
in.
sees that woman? Hey, all I see is this guy over here. No, it was really hot. It was like watching someone take command of a situation. It
with good boundaries
with
and tact
really
and grace. And,
delightful boundaries.
oh yes,
Very
I
calmly.
fan myself.
Yes, I know. We all fan ourselves.
Yes,
We were all fanning ourselves. I
Fanning-
think
I'm
including
fanning
Dale.
both lips
I
right
think
now.
I think even Dale was
And my
fanning
dog
his
lips.
cooter after that.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
Did
it was
you hear
like-
this?
Yeah.
the table under the table.
Ooh. No, but it is lovely because it reminds you that when you are, when you're secure in your boundaries, you don't raise your voice. You don't need to raise your
Right,
voice. You simply
right.
say, okay, enjoy your dinner.
Yes.
Enjoy your dinner.
Mhm.
Which is,
right.
hey, I heard you.
Mhm.
And now it's time for you to go away. And
That's a magical skill.
It is. It's
it takes
really
control of the situation and it keeps things from escalating.
Yep.
And it shows who's really in control
Right.
of themselves and
Yeah.
their emotions. And
Yeah.
that is fanning both lips again. Just
All the time.
Oh, so hot. So hot.
So beautiful.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Ugh.
yeah, and then moments later, we're all laughing about something else, and I'm sure that was super irritating to
to white wine.
to white whiner over there with her white wine of the day. Yeah, so I'm sure that was-
ruining my dinner.
Why are you still happy? You're supposed to be as miserable as I am.
You're all
I'm
connecting.
miserable. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
White wine.
Horrible. She puts the whore in horrible.
White wine.
White wine.
I think that's gonna be a new character of mine.
White wine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah.
That's a great character.
Yeah. So okay, we won't use the show to talk about the whole
Yeah.
Roe v. Wade thing. It's a little too fresh, and we'll just get vitriolic and
All right, here we go.
and there you go. That's all we have to
That's our
say.
reset button.
Here, let me do one too. Hold on.
Oh, that was just
Yeah, that
gurgling.
came up in my mouth a little. That was gross. Okay.
That was such a verb.
Yeah, that was a verb. A little vomit burp there. But that's very accurate as to how I feel about the whole situation.
Oh, that's true. Actually,
yes,
no better.
very apropos.
Yeah. Actually, if I could
Apropos.
verb out my booty right now, I'd be verping out my booty hole.
Ugh.
Oh, here we go. Yes, thank you.
Good God. It's a small studio.
Excuse
It's pretty
me.
big.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So how was your weekend?
Well,
How'd you do?
that
No,
was
just kidding.
definitely the highlight of the weekend. And then I did some really fun outdoorsy stuff. And
That's nice.
yeah, it was a nice
Hmm.
weekend. It was pretty mellow.
That's nice. I don't know why, but I think I have a brain tumor. Every time we come in here, I'm like, I don't even remember what I did this weekend.
You're living in the moment.
I think that's true.
You're carping the fuck out of the DMs.
the shit out of things. Yes,
The DMs are being carped.
Yeah, my DMs.
Your
I'm
DMs.
doing my DMs.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I can't really remember.
That's
Oh, well.
okay.
But I
'cause
did go to a
we
nice,
have-
friendly barbecue last night. That was nice.
Ah.
Friends that live on Germantown Road that looks over the river.
Oh, that's
Yes,
a lovely,
beautiful
lovely
place.
Part of town.
I drive by it all the time on the way home from Old Man Ball's house, and yeah, it was. I always drive by their house and think, well, that's a lovely house. I wonder who lives there. My fucking friends.
Oh my God.
I know. It's the first time I've been to their house, and so I was like, you live here? It's amazing. And we
You're
had those
fancy.
impossible burgers and sausages. They really do taste like meat. I just have to say.
That's crazy.
Have you had one?
Yeah.
They have
I've
somehow
had one.
like genetically, like, I don't know if they modified it. I was drunk. Someone was telling me about how they like, there's some kind of a word that starts with HEM, like, like blood. And they developed something that actually tastes like blood.
blood. Oh
And
my
we
God.
like the flavor of blood unless
do.
unless someone's going down on you, and then not so much. I've found.
That's
I've only
all right,
found
too.
one person that would do that, and she was a monster. I'm just kidding.
Well,
Ah!
and you let her go.
Yeah, there were some baby wipes nearby. I was like, "Oh, let me just-" Sorry, Mom.
I was gonna say, oh
she
my God.
started it.
If you find
And
someone
I
who does
finished
that,
it.
don't ever let them go.
I know, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It just tastes like copper pennies. That's all.
copper pennies from heaven.
Yeah, pennies from your panties.
Oh,
Oh,
my lucky pennies. So, where are we answering questions today?
so the theme, I tried to pull a theme out of the question because I had
Out of
so
your
many
arse?
floating around. The theme this week is naughty nesting partners.
naughty nesting
Yes.
partners.
So naughty.
they all
and
get
so-
spankings.
That's right. Come to the studio for your very own spanking,
Yes.
you naughty nesting
Send
partner.
your partners our way. We'll
That's right.
spank the shit out of them.
On air.
Yeah.
Live
Hey.
spankings.
Yeah.
So I think it's good to talk about, first of all, what a nesting partner is.
I was going to
Because
ask.
that's a good thing
Is
to
it just someone you live with? You have
Pretty
to
much.
be fucking them?
well, I suppose you could have an asexual nesting partner relationship, like
Some kind of an
relationships wind up
arrangement.
there, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's where it's someone that you live with, and we assume that you have a romantic relationship with at least,
Mhm.
if not a romantic and sexual relationship, and that you
Mhm.
assume that there are multiple areas of your life that have crossover, like finances. Like
Okay.
you at least have to pay bills together and things like that.
Okay.
There are probably many, many levels of this. Now, when it comes to your relationship, like your romantic and sexual relationships, you can be hierarchical or you can be non-hierarchical
Mhm.
with your nesting partner. So you could say, okay, we're so kind of like when we talk to the relationship anarchist,
Me?
the way
Another one.
all of
Oh,
us,
okay,
yeah.
all of us.
Yeah. They were talking about how you don't automatically prioritize one partner over other partners because you've known them longer or you live with them or something like that. If you make plans with a person, you stick with those plans because you treat people's time equally.
Gotcha.
And that's kind of one.
The hierarchy refers to preferential treatment.
Yes,
Okay, I see what
exactly.
you're
And so
saying.
this is going to come up a couple times. So I just wanted to clarify those couple things.
I appreciate that because I'm an idiot. So thank you.
No, you're not. And
in this
you're welcome.
regard, yes, totally.
Yeah. Well, there's
Yeah.
just there's so much vocabulary that comes with this world.
I know and I'm hanging on by a taint flap.
Yeah. You're hanging on by a pube.
Yeah. By a booty pube. Those short, fine ones.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm hanging on by a dingleberry.
Yeah. And a prayer.
And a prayer. There's
a dingleberry and a prayer.
Living on a dingleberry and a prayer. I'll work on that.
So I'm going to start with the first question that it's pretty loaded because this involves nesting partners and parenting. And we know that both of those things are so complicated.
I was going to say hell, but that works. Okay. I'm just kidding.
I mean,
Said the childless wonder over here.
Who doesn't live with a partner. Yeah,
right, exactly. I'm like, I won't have either anymore.
No, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a big plate of no fucking thank you.
Yep, exactly.
So I will read this word for word. Hi, I'm not sure if I'm saying this correctly, so please bear with me. How do people with younger kids below tweens deal with one parent being away from the family? Here's my problem. My husband is away from the family 3 days a week for many hours at a time, like 8 to 12.
Wait, I have to ask already. I'm clarifying. They're in an ethically non-monogamous relationship.
Oh, yeah. They are.
Just checking.
They are.
Continue.
My husband is away 3 days a week, many hours at a time, 8 to 12. This means that he's coming home after midnight after not seeing our daughter all day. So it sounds like they have a daughter who's younger.
Okay. And this is 3 days a week.
And so I just want to stop right here and say, yikes. Does he assume you're doing the childcare, or did you guys talk about this ahead of time?
Well, I have another question too. Is he coming home after midnight late 3 days a week because he's seeing other people?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
yeah.
Okay.
So my first thought is okay. They answer this. I'm not okay with this and he won't budge. All right. Because I was going to say, if that's the arrangement and you're okay with being the sole child care provider 3 days a week, and then I assume you do it a couple days a week together, and then hopefully you get a couple days to yourself where you're not doing any childcare and he's doing it, right?
Yeah.
Like that's logical. Sounds like maybe that's not the case. I'm not okay with this and he won't budge. We're in couples counseling and individual counseling. Am I being unreasonable? I believe our daughter's needs aren't being met, but I'm not sure if I'm projecting. I'm hurt and need something to make it stop. Boy.
Yeah.
So that last sentence.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah. That last sentence throws up a red flag for me because, you and I talk a lot about protest pleas. And so it sounds like we might be on the verge of a protest plea feeling like it's imminent to me.
Feeling
because
like what's imminent?
a protest plea.
A
Her,
protest plea.
yeah, her
Oh,
doing a
gotcha.
protest plea
I see
because
what
she
you mean.
says, I need something to make it stop. And
Ah.
that sounds like I'm on the verge of a protest plea. To
Right,
me,
right.
that's what I'm getting
Like
from it.
using my words is not working.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think, well, I do want to ease your fears first and foremost about your daughter. Kids are so resilient. Like this, if he's missing, if he's missing 3 nights a week for a year, she'll probably be like, oh yeah, there was that time when daddy wasn't home a whole lot or whatever. It's probably not causing lasting damage, anything like that. Like you can kind of go in and out of those sort of relationships and like she'll be okay and she'll be resilient. The question is like, are you going to be okay and is your relationship going to be okay?
Well, I have a question because here's where I am a complete ignoramus because I've done all my research on relationship therapy that suits me, which is not having kids. And the first thing that came to my mind when you were reading that is like, is it okay to ask the child about their feelings regarding that? Or is that kind of like going outside of that, mom and dad kind of like, being the stronghold together and you don't, start to involve the children in your relationship? Is there an appropriate way to check in without starting to triangulate and throw dad under the bus?
That's a great question. And I would say that definitely.
I wish our mom, go ahead and call in with your therapist answer.
I'm going to
know what you think.
Yeah, I'll take a stab at it. That what I would probably, how I would probably approach my kid, because I think it is worthwhile to ask your kid how they're feeling about stuff, but just start it in the most general way and just be like, so what's going on? What's the biggest thing in your life right now? And then just listen, and more listen. And then, how are you feeling at bedtime? How are you feeling in the morning? Like, don't make it about how are you feeling when I'm home or when he's home and stuff like that. But it's about what's your biggest challenge in the mornings? What's your biggest challenge at night? What's your biggest challenge during school? So just kind of asking those questions about like different times of the day. So you remove any
leading questions.
Yeah, no leading.
Because children are very like,
they are.
They are what is the word? Words don't come.
Susceptible. Yeah, impressionable.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Impressionable to like, suggestion.
Yeah.
And they want to please you. And so like there have been so many, like I've heard about like false confessions to even molestations because people have put that idea out there to solicit that answer because they think that's the answer and the kids have agreed and then later said, oh, I didn't actually think that or that never happened.
Because they're trying to please the adult in the room. They're like, what is the adult who's talking to me? What do they want me to say? And then they're going to try and say that.
Yeah.
So if the question is, do you wish daddy was home more often? She's going to look at you and she's going to say, mommy wishes daddy was home more often. Yes. Yeah. I wish daddy was home more.
I want to please mommy. Let's say that. Yeah,
exactly. Especially if daddy's not around that often right now, then mommy is the safe harbor. Mommy is the rock. And so it's like, yeah, anything mommy needs or wants because I feel my security there.
Another thing that came to my mind is like, is it fair to involve the kids a couple of times in the relationship therapy sessions? To leave it to a professional to try to, solicit the authentic answer from the kid.
Yeah. And taking your daughter to a therapist is a great idea. I would take her to a separate therapist because children's therapists are so fascinating. They have like they'll have like a playhouse with a mom, a dad, a brother, a sister, blah, 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 dog, everything. And they'll just watch the kid play and they'll see things happen. Like, there was a disruption in my family a while back and one of my daughters kept acting one person being killed over and over again. And the therapist was like, they might have some anger toward this person.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah, that's very appropriate.
That's interesting. I never put two and two together in that way. Like when I would put your girls to bed when they were younger, one of your daughters, like I would be telling stories with the stuffed animals, and one of them would always be like, "More violence, make them kill each other," and then I'd be like, "Rah," with the puppets, not even realizing what I was unwittingly doing.
You were helping her work through an issue.
Oh, good. I like
there
that.
You go. You were doing play therapy, right? That's what we'll call it anyway.
Yeah.
It's play therapy.
Play therapy.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate that your husband's not listening and that he doesn't want to hear this and he won't budge on it, because it's really like he's drawn a line in the sand, which is, I'm going to be gone 3 days a week, blah, blah, blah. Well, that doesn't leave you with a whole lot of options of, like pretty much you can say, I need this, this, and this. That's pretty much it. Like you can say what you need. He can agree to what he can agree to or not. And then as far as your daughter's needs are concerned, like, there is just so much that you can't control in parenting, and it sucks. Like I went through the same thing where I was like, oh, I'm only one person. Am I doing enough for my daughters and all that stuff? And it's like, you can only do what you can do.
It's true. And, we're never done growing. We're never done evolving. It's like, so making mistakes, you can call it mistakes or you can just call it like evolving.
Yeah.
We're evolving together. You can't evolve completely for them and, blaze the trail that way. We're all doing it together.
Yeah.
And because we're never done growing, it's like we end up growing up with our kids.
Yeah,
and,
sure do.
I mean, our parents were what, 20 and 22 when they had you?
They really grew up with us.
Yeah, they really did. So yeah, there's I think I heard one of my therapist friends talking about the good enough parenting model.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more of a radically accepting woke ass way to go, instead of holding yourself by the shirt collar, expecting yourself to be perfect. It's self-abuse.
Yeah.
Not to say this person's self-abusive. I'm just saying that perfectionistic, perfectionism is self-abuse.
Yeah. It does sound like she's at a critical point with this conflict, and that it could go one way or the other. If he's not really invested in making the relationship work, he's going to find a way to fuck it up. Like, that's just it. Like, if he's 1 foot out the door, he is 1 foot out the door. If he's really invested in it, he will listen. A protest plea, unfortunately, isn't going to work. I've had people use them with me. They don't work. They drive people further away, unfortunately.
I'm so curious. They're in relationship therapy. I'm so curious as to how the relationship therapist is handling this and what they would say about it. And that said, I've had some real piece of shit relationship therapists, like when I was
too, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, so I think like they might not be doing or saying much, but it's bothersome to hear about. And in all of my relationship therapy and relationship, psychology, self-education I've done, that one isn't ringing any bells as to what to do, but I empathetically feel like the distress of feeling dismissed. To feel like that there's no farther communication or cooperation around it. It should be when someone, a partner, especially a domestic partner that's taking the lion's share of responsibility for the children while he goes out and, has his other self-pleasing relationships, that her pleas, when they're done using words advocating for her own needs, like a good secure attachment style. That those
good job with that. Yes.
Yeah. That it sounds like they're being disregarded. That I get it. Like it sounds like a real crossroads.
Yeah.
Like, where do you go? Where can you go with that?
Yeah. I mean, I guess where my mind goes is I would just try to have fun with your daughter. Like, what do you and your daughter like doing together that maybe he doesn't enjoy doing? Do a fuck ton of that.
Well, and the other question I have is like, is she wanting the same for herself? Is that part of it? Is she just actually wanting, what does she want? In place of that, if he was to give up a day, how would she see that it would please her to be able to spend her time? Is it with him? Is it family time she's wanting? Is it dates of her own that she's wanting?
Good question.
And then therein lies another conundrum with the kid is that then is it 3 days with mom, 3 days with dad, and then becomes, I think, more important, even more so important to ask the kid how they're feeling
Mhm.
about it, because, are they getting the quality time? Is it important to have quality family time
Mhm.
together?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Yeah, I mean, if the family is functioning as a family and cohesive, then probably on some
uh-huh.
level. But if there's strife and they're feeling disconnected, maybe it's not the best thing,
Yeah.
Like being around two people who are angry with each other,
Mhm.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, kids
And
are gonna get that.
it's like it's an opportunity to open up a new conversation, and where I feel empathetic frustration is like, if he's not willing to do that, if he's just digging in his heels, therein lies the beginnings or of a power struggle.
Mhm.
Of I'm not willing to have a conversation. It's so
Mhm.
Fred Flintstone. This is how I feel. It's
Yeah.
the end of the conversation. I've always
Yeah.
fucking hated Fred Flintstone, by the
He's
way.
such a fucking
Yeah,
douche. I
like,
hate that guy. Yeah.
end of conversation. That's such an old
I'm the
school, like,
man.
patriarchal, like,
Yeah.
fucked up, domineering thing to say. Not this to say that he's using those words,
Right.
but it's kind of feels like the same message to some
Mhm.
degree. I'm
Yeah.
doing what I want to do. End of conversation.
Yeah, yeah.
That has ramifications, and people
Yeah.
don't realize. Okay, you don't want to go through the discomfort of talking about it, but it's having an impact. It's
Yeah.
having an impact, and
Yeah.
you might be just, silently hanging yourself or cutting your own psychic dick off by,
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
by shitting in the punch bowl of your, you know, family dynamic.
Right.
So,
Yeah, it's like what if you made decisions like that for the family, like, "Fuck it, I'm changing cable providers," or whatever, and it's
yeah.
like, "Hey, end of discussion.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want fucking Xfinity
Yeah.
instead of, whatever, Rogers," or I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know shit
Yeah.
about that, but anyway, it's like, yeah, you either have to be into making the decisions together, or it kind of starts becoming this, like, chopping apart of all the pieces and going, "Oh, yeah, well, you don't wanna have a discussion about this, well, then I don't wanna have a discussion about my
A shitting
my
contest.
manicure budget."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right.
Or whatever it
It's
is.
the dangers, part of the
Yeah.
dangers that you're kind of like touching upon
Mhm.
are, the subtleties of war within a relationship. It's like that
Yeah.
scorekeeping
Yeah.
is what they call that. Like,
Yeah.
well, you do this too, or like, well, okay, you did this, now I'm going to do this.
Uh-huh.
It's war. It's
Yeah.
throwing turds back and forth at each other instead of,
Mhm.
committing all of your energy to making love. And I'm not saying she's throwing turds, but that's
No.
what would be happening if there was that, reciprocating with sort of punishment,
Right.
punitive actions. Now, this
Yeah.
said, what just occurred to my mind too is that, we definitely, I have that conditioning of like, sort of idealizing this family structure, right?
Mhm.
Of like family time.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking today about ethical non-monogamy, and that one of the benefits are that, let's say you can't get that depth of connection, you can't get all your needs met by this one partner,
Mhm.
then one of the benefits can be that you can find someone you get that depth of connection with.
Right.
And I'm wondering if she, it's like one of the like little spiritual people that I like to listen to. She says, like, essentially, like, if you're not liking communication with like a certain person, you can always just take your attention away from it.
Mhm.
Like, we have this tendency
Yeah,
to want
agreed.
to get to an agreement with our partner, that
Mhm.
model of this one partner that
Yeah.
is our soulmate, that we should agree,
Everything.
everything reflect each other.
Yeah.
And, she says, like, find a way to even celebrate your differences and know that your
Mhm.
differences make you great, and just
Mhm.
maybe try not to get that need met by that person,
Mhm.
and really question, is that something that you really need?
Yeah.
I look back on a lot of my past relationships where I was focusing on, trying to get the blood from the stone, and just see that I was hitting myself in the head with a stone for however
Yeah.
many years. And
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, I was kind of headed the same direction at the same time. I'm glad we could talk this through. I feel like we just therapied each other
we
in a
did.
way.
I feel
Thank
healed.
you, Teresa.
That's the end of the show. But
How
no, I'm just
much do
kidding.
I owe you for this therapy session? No, but yeah, the question is, can you also flip it around and look at the things that your partner is doing really well?
Mm-hmm.
That your partner does bring to the family, to the relationship, whether it's financially or bringing it, or like little acts of service or kind
Mhm.
words or loving touch or, any of those things. Are there things that he's doing really well at the same time?
Mhm.
And is he coming home as a sweeter, more loving, more fulfilled person? And that's just a
Mhm.
good question to try to ask. And I know when you're like all agitated, it's a really hard question to ask, but like, are there things that he is doing really well that he's bringing? And can you say, like, can you look at that and go, okay, yeah, he's not perfect,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
I'm not perfect. And, I'm desiring these things. Is there another relationship, whether it's a friendship or romantic but not sexual, or sexual but not romantic, or whatever
Mhm. Mhm.
relationship? Is there another thing that I need that maybe I would like to have fill in,
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
that I
And
could find through another
is
partner?
there a meaning? Like, is there, we often kind of attach meaning to situations and things. And
Mhm.
that's another thing I'm wondering is like, is there a subconscious meaning that she's attaching to this?
Mhm.
Like, this means, he's staying away this much. This means this,
Mhm.
I'm so
Okay.
curious about this situation. I wish we could talk to her, but
I
then
know, I wish people called,
I know,
like,
right?
instead
Just
of
on the
writing, that'd
air.
be great.
Totally. And then
So tell me.
the other thing that comes to my mind is that like one of the things I think that is really challenging about having a nesting partner is it is more challenging to turn your attention away from that,
Oh God,
But
yes.
that's something that I've kind of been working with lately as well, is realizing that my sense of well-being, my inner peace is not dependent on someone else, giving me something. I
Mhm.
don't have to be at peace with the other person.
Mhm.
We could be at odds about something, and that's one of the things that I think being able to have my own place to stay affords me. But even like around another person lately, I'm discovering that I do have the ability to stay in, to choose peace within myself, and
Mhm.
think, to know that like even if I'm in conflict with this person, I don't have to be in that conflict in my
Yeah.
emotional state. Like
Yeah.
basically I can realize, hey, we don't agree about this, but there is all this other stuff I love about this person,
Yeah.
and I am actually going to choose to be at peace knowing that that I have that capacity, I have that
Yeah.
choice, I have that power to be in a good mood, and to know that like I'm connected with my source energy, and
That's right.
to be in resonance with myself, and
Yeah.
that's something I did just today. Yeah,
Yay!
as
Good
I was
job,
like,
buddy.
yeah,
Woo!
had a little disturbance in the force, and was like, I'm not going to let it, ruin my day. I'm happy. I love this person,
Yeah.
and and I'm going to make an omelet and throw it in his face. No, just joking.
Be like, eat
I
this bitch.
I served it with joy.
Yay.
But yeah.
That is so true, that like with every characteristic has its benefits and drawbacks. So it's like,
Mhm.
maybe her partner is not the most sensitive person.
Mhm.
The drawback is clearly that he's not too sensitive when it comes to her feelings. The
Mhm.
benefit might be that when she has some hard feedback to give him, he's like, huh, okay. And he doesn't get like super defensive about it, because maybe he's just not that sensitive. Maybe
Do you
he's
know this
just not.
person, or are you just speculating?
I'm speculating
Okay,
because
just curious. You're
I've
saying
had,
that maybe you're
maybe there's an upside to this.
drawing examples out of your
Yeah,
ass.
and from my past experience. So I've
Gotcha.
had partners where they're not the most sensitive, and I like that, because it's like, yeah, okay, I may have to verbalize things in a way that's a little bit harsh for me, but
Mhm.
then when I say it, it doesn't hurt them. They're like, "Oh, thanks for letting me know." Like that
Mhm.
kind of thing.
Mhm.
And so it's like, "Oh, really? If someone had said something to me like that, I'd be like, like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I suck. I'm sorry."
Yeah.
So I mean, there's just that people are who they are, and that there are some benefits and drawbacks to most personality types.
Mhm.
Although he could just be a belligerent asshole. Like,
Yeah.
there is also that.
Well, and here's the other thing that comes to mind too. We're just like eating the shit out of this one.
We're gonna
We're motorboating it.
it.
The other thing that happens too is like, I think that I've read this somewhere, that women, but also, gosh, is it like ADD people and anxious attachment styles tend to ruminate on what they think are problems more. And so there's that as well as like, maybe consider that hoping, maybe she's not doing that, but it's a good thing to consider if you haven't considered it before, because sometimes we get an idea in our head like, this is making me not happy. I'm not.
Yes.
And
fuck yeah.
And really then like, I have done that in life, in relationships, again, not saying she's doing it, but I've done that in relationships in the past in my life, and then have those, relationships go away. I'm thinking like, this was the problem of the relationship, and then the relationship goes away and I'm like, fuck, I'm still not happy.
Yeah,
like
totally.
maybe that wasn't actually was making me unhappy.
Yeah.
It was my thinking that it was. And
I caught myself doing that just a week ago, where I was like laying there trying to go to sleep, and I was just so frustrated about my divorce, and I was like, I can't fucking stand this. I just fucking need this to end.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, I can stand this.
Yeah, you are.
I can stand the shit out of this. I've stood on this pile of shit for 2 years now. Like,
yes, still
I can
standing.
stand. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like that mindset of resilience where you're like, no, actually, I can stand. I don't want to stand it. I want it to be over. I can fucking stand it. I'm okay.
Sucks how resilient you are.
I
so
know.
adaptable.
I'm
and
like
resilient.
a goddamn cunt.
Yeah, you
I'm
are.
a goddamn cunt.
You can take a pounding, a beating.
That's right.
Yeah, you can be like jizzed all over.
Yeah, and I'll be like, come back all flexed and
load
me
Keegling.
up, Seymour.
Yeah, Keegling with all your like fucking optimism and shit. Yeah.
I'm a Kegel optimism.
Yeah, you
That's
just got
it.
some on me. Oh, God. Jeez.
Disgusting.
Clean up on aisle Teresa. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna.
All right,
I'm
number
gonna take
two.
us to the next person.
I'm sure that probably just confused this person
God,
even more
we
at the
just
end of it. She's like, I don't even know who I am. What dimension is this?
Did I already do the one where
We'll pay for your next therapy session.
Yeah.
We're sorry.
Yeah. Sorry for confusing the fuck out of you.
This is why we're not therapists.
I kind of wonder if I did this one already, but hey y'all, my wife and I have separate date nights, but we do our best to coordinate them, so we're out on the same night. Her partner isn't as available as mine, so often she winds up at home alone when I'm out with my other partner. But when her partner cancels, which happens, she wants me to stay home with her and cancel on my girl. Did we answer this question?
I don't remember that, but then
Okay,
again,
good.
I'm the ADD poster child in this dynamic duo, so I don't remember that though. But because rarely does something come
read
up.
this one a lot, so it could just be that I've read it several times and been like,
well,
like I do read these a lot.
Challenging because, like, I mean, at first, what came up in me is like my own sort of preference, I guess, and ideology. But it would really depend on. It sounds like that wasn't something that they figured out into the agreement.
Mm-hmm.
And like why I kind of went is that unfortunately, I mean, there's so much in it to me, and it's just my opinion, But that also affects. There's another person involved here, and that kind of puts it into a hierarchical relationship dynamic, which I fundamentally do not prefer.
Yeah,
being a little bit of a relationship anarchist, I think that that's sort of diminishing to the worth, time, and value that the other. Use the word chart. It's the metamor or the.
It's his paramour, but the wife's metamour. Yeah,
because she's the one that makes it more than a pair, so it's a paramour. Okay,
yeah.
I'm learning the words.
And you're right, and this is cool because he actually goes on to say that exactly. I feel like if I do that, I'm treating my girlfriend as if her time is invaluable, which seems unfair. I offered a compromise, which I think is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
If her partner cancels the day before, I will cancel as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that gives my girlfriend time to make other plans. And she's actually okay with that.
Yeah.
And he says, we have a hierarchical parallel relationship style. Parallel basically means that they don't date together as a couple. They date separately, individually, other people.
Mm-hmm.
And
wait, what was the word again?
Parallel?
Oh, it is parallel.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. So it's hierarchical and it's parallel.
Okay.
And I'm trying to find a way to keep two incredible women happy, which is sweet and awesome.
I like the wording.
Yes, very good wording.
well done.
Yeah. I mean, gosh, I think that the compromise you came up with is pretty brilliant. Like, put a timeline to it. Be like, if he cancels 24 hours ahead of my date, I I will cancel as well. I will match.
Mm-hmm.
And that gives your other partner enough time to make other plans or manage her
Mhm.
expectations or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unfortunately, people are going to gravitate toward what works for them. I would say your wife might gravitate away from other guy. He sounds a little unavailable and or flaky.
Well,
Just my 2 cents.
yeah, that's another thing that came to my mind as well about like who to have a talk with about this so
Yeah.
that she's not a victim in the
Right.
situation. Like
Yeah.
if this is happening quite frequently, then maybe he needs to hear about like how it impacts her.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't care about that, then I would question, is this someone you want to be continuing to, you know, do your relationship with? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like, is he an on-call doctor, you know, in an emergency,
Sure.
you know, birthing center? I don't know. Whatever. If those do those exist?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes,
Oh,
of course.
a question?
Oh, we have a
let's
question.
see. Oh,
But yeah,
boy.
I think that's a good question. And I would say even yes, maybe your wife might want more than one partner. That guy doesn't sound like the end all be all of second partners. Like
Yeah.
she
have a
might need
backup.
another partner and someone would probably be more than happy to date a woman who's only available once every 3 weeks or 2 weeks or something like that. Like
Right?
totally. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I still have yet to meet that person, but God, it's so weird. It's like
You
if
shall.
you want it, then you find all the people that are available for all the time.
Yeah.
But, like
yeah.
for a long time, I was like, God, is there, you know, like that when I very first considered even like, you know, I had someone approach me that was like married about, you know, in an ethically
Yeah.
non-monogamous relationship. And there was almost something that sounded ideal about that. It's like, oh, you just want occasional, like little,
Yeah.
oh, how lovely.
How
Okay, so,
lovely. I'd be your side booty.
We have a question or comment. Let me see
Yeah,
what this says.
question.
Chris, he says, oh, you wrote the best text ever. I forgot to get back to it. It was amazing.
Oh God, me too. I know. I'm such a dick.
Chris, in this hard time for women and their human rights being once again attacked, what do you think of cis male nesting partners that are comfortable with ethical non-monogamy when it suits them, but not when it suits her? I have to read that again for myself.
Well, I mean, I guess I really so back to that when we talked about the you know, when you feel good and strong in your boundaries and in yourself, you don't have to punish other people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would say, yeah, in any relationship, there are 2 sides, 3 sides, multiple sides
Mm-hmm.
that need to be addressed. And it is a problem solving thing because your needs and desires and fears and all that stuff may not always align. But I mean, I wouldn't say so. I get a little testy. Pardon my pun.
Testy.
Yeah, I get a little testy when I start seeing things that try to do things that are divisive between the genders because this isn't a gender issue. This is a human rights issue. This is not make guys the bad guy. People with uteruses need as many allies as we can get right now. So it's like, don't have this punitive mindset. Well, you definitely punish the motherfuckers who are doing this.
Yeah.
But don't punish everyone with a scrote. Like, that's not cool.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
This isn't, like we're going to gain allies if we act like, yeah, we deserve these rights and and don't alienate people. I guess that's my point. It's just don't alienate people. So it's like what you needed before this, hopefully you still need after this. Maybe you need extra head rubs and
are you referring
scratches.
to the women, the woman in this hypothetical situation?
Yeah.
Where now being in an ethically non-monogamous relationship isn't suiting her. I guess I was confused about that. Is that what this is saying? Like, what do you think of cis male nesting partners that are comfortable with ethical non-monogamy when it suits them, but not when it suits her? So it begs more questions to me of like, well, did it suit her before and she changed her mind? Mm-hmm. There's a question in my mind of like, what is someone who's not okay being, if an ethically non-monogamous relationship doesn't suit her, what is she doing in an ethically non-monogamous relationship?
Right.
Did she change her mind?
For sure.
Is she just in a mood, pissed at, men, is that what you're talking about
That's what I'm getting at is so definitely that like Well, I'm
she's
not
affected by
making an
the
assumption, but
times.
I have seen a lot of posts that are like kind of like, okay, well, there's one solution to this problem, which is withhold sex, or every guy needs to get a vasectomy, or whatever. And it's like, okay, let's all take a breath.
Mhm.
Okay, we're all very like, I'm super upset. This shit's not funny.
Mhm.
And but and I don't want to make an enemy out of people who don't have a uterus.
Yeah.
I don't
I don't even
automatically
know a
want to
guy that
assume.
supports this.
Yeah,
You know,
I don't either. I can't think
it
of a
would be
guy who
terrible.
supports
I think
this.
that in a way that would be being manipulated by the forces that be
Right.
to infight, right? At a time like this, don't
Right.
infight with each other and turn it like make
Mhm.
believe it's a thing, like men against women, that all
Mhm.
men feel this way. That's ridiculous. Like I don't know a
Right.
single man
Right.
that supports this.
Right. And they don't, so it's like they don't need to be punished or, be told to shut the fuck up or whatever.
Yeah, let's not
It's
be
like,
distracted.
yeah,
It's not about
Yeah.
men and women. It's about politics. It's about the
Yeah.
amalgamation of church and state. It's about,
Yeah.
manipulation. It's about like politics keeping women down,
Yes.
so that we can't, keep everyone barefoot and pregnant so that we're too exhausted and preoccupied with children to be able to organize and start a revolution.
Right. Right.
You know?
And keep our militaries full of, young poor children,
Right,
blah, blah,
right.
blah,
Yeah.
all that. So yes, let's keep our eyes on the prize, everybody. Know who the real problem is.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably not your nesting partner. It's, it's probably not your sweet, ethical, non-monogamous guy or
Yeah.
girl or they, them, or, take a breath.
Well, and it also just another little fart that went through my brain was, if that is coming up, it could be a good time to even reconvene and ask the questions,
Mhm.
like if this is what this is implying, to sit and be
Mhm.
present and say, like, hey, tell me about what you're going through, what's coming up for you,
Mhm.
and what you need from me.
Yeah, great
I
questions.
think that's a great thing to do in a time where
Mhm.
like men are starting to get like all lumped in together, stand out in your
Mhm.
own sensitivity and connection. You're
Mhm.
being an ally to women and your partner, to
Yeah.
check in and be empowering. What do you need right now? And maybe be willing to make a little sacrifice temporarily in the moment, as long as, again, it's not sacrificing other relationships in that hierarchical way that pisses me off. Anyway,
Yeah.
when I say
I'm
that,
totally
it's
with
like,
you.
I wouldn't put up with that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
Oh gosh. I had something to dovetail on and then I
Brain
forgot it.
fart.
Yep, gone.
Yeah.
It's gone.
I sucked it
It
up.
may come back. You might have already
One of my
hit on it,
squirrels
so we're
ran off with
good.
it. Yeah.
Your squirrel took my nut. What the fuck?
I busted
Yeah.
your nut with my
Oh
squirrel.
yeah. Okay. So you were asking those questions like, what do you need right now, and stuff like that. And I guess my question that I would add on is that, like, so what were you getting from ethical non-monogamy then that you're not getting now? Is there something you need from ethical non-monogamy? Can I help you find it? Can I, is there a way I can assist you with that?
Mhm.
So it is kind of getting, so you're asking on the grand scale, you went to like the big scale. What do you need right now?
Mhm.
We're, we're processing a lot of hard feelings. What do you need? What can I do for you? That kind of thing. But then getting down to the little ethical non-monogamy chunk, it's like, okay, was it doing something for you then that now it can't do for you, and why can't it do that?
Yeah.
And what do you need? Like, what's the gap? What's the piece that's not fitting there that used to fit?
Yeah, that's a really great question, because just because we enter into ethical non-monogamy together, we're all on our own growth trajectory. And
Oh,
some
God,
people
yeah.
might find that, like, okay, I tried that for a while. It actually doesn't serve my needs anymore.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for me anymore. I don't want to deal with all this shit.
Yeah, exactly. You might be
Not
like,
that you're gonna not have to deal with other shit, but
yeah, for real. Like, you can burn out on sex parties, believe it or not. You can be like, oh God, another orgy. What the fuck? I mean, it can happen.
I gotta shave again. Oh God.
Yeah, damn it.
Right. I just don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, you could just bring your super hairy brambles to a sex party and just see what happens.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You just
What?
I have a hilarious friend. He's
Hmm.
so fucking funny. He went to a local sex club last weekend with a partner. They shaved his chest and they glued all of his chest hair to his face.
I love it.
It was the
Char,
ugliest,
I told you I started writing the
ugliest
song.
fucking beard I've ever seen in my life. I'm going to show you.
I have been actually keeping my pubic hair because I started writing a song called Pussy Mustache.
Oh my
where
God.
I just want to glue, like have a pubic hair goatee. I had my roommate open my drawer that had my pubic hair collection in it.
Okay, you know what you're going to look like. Hold on, but yours
Okay.
is going to be red.
But you know what? That's pretty good. I wish we could show it, but we don't have consent.
Yeah, I'll have
They
to ask
gave
him
him,
for consent. If I can get
mutton
consent
chops.
from him, I will
I'm
put it up
confused
there.
about this random like Guamanian island of pubes right there on his neck.
That might be his natural.
Oh.
Oh, no, that's his chest hair. No, definitely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does he? So he naturally doesn't have any facial hair.
He has a goatee.
Oh, he does. I thought that's why I'm like, they did a really great job with that. yeah, that's great. What a goof.
I know.
What a goofball sack.
I know.
I love it.
So yeah, you know what? Glue your pubes to your face and show up at a fucking sex party. If you're bored with sex parties, do something disruptive.
Yeah, right.
Make people question.
Yeah, do you want me now?
Because actually what he said afterwards was that it was hilarious. People wanted to talk to him. They thought he was hilarious.
Oh,
They're
that'd
like,
be a great thing to do at a sex club, right? Just
he did.
Yeah, just cut off your pubes.
Yeah.
My little
It was
song
like
is
performance art.
Take a little clip, and put it on your lip.
Huh.
You know you want to ride my pube mustache. You know you want to ride my pussy mustache. You know you want to ride. Anyway.
Pussy mustache.
Pussy mustache.
Do we have another question?
Break it. Oh, do we?
Michael is looking over here.
Do we have another question?
We do. Do you have stories of nasty nesting partners? Oh yeah, definitely.
Nasty nesting partners?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely do. It's
I was that. That was me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the one I'm divorcing now is a nasty nesting partner, a rotten egg, even I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a thing where it's like, it was exactly kind of the thing where what we were talking about, where it's like, well, I need you to cancel your date because I'm uncomfortable now. Even though I may have been comfortable yesterday or something like that. It's like wanting you to disregard another person's feelings because they need to take precedence and they can't sit with their discomfort.
Yeah.
So for me, that's definitely a deal breaker. It's like, and I definitely empathize with having hard feelings when you're feeling left out or when you're feeling insecure and stuff like that. But there are other ways to manage that don't make another person feel like garbage.
Yeah. The other thing that comes to my mind is like, again, I think that one of the things that is like, it's probably a benefit of ethical non-monogamy, but a little bit more of like a responsibility. It cuts to two ways. Like it's one of the things that makes ethical non-monogamous relationships work is that you start diversifying your needs into a broader support network. And so that could be a time to cultivate that connection. Like you don't have to have a date. What about calling just a friend?
Yeah.
And then what about also cultivating, like if you want to be in an ethically non-monogamous relationship from time to time, I think that, you're going down that road less traveled and you're going to have to cultivate new skills like self-soothing. Like I was just watching a video today about stimulating your vagus nerve.
Oh,
which
God,
helps to counteract anxiety. And there was like lots of these different exercises.
Sounds like this.
Yeah.
That's me stimulating my vagus nerve.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, exactly. Motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah, you can yell. You can just be like, motherfucker. There's my vagus nerve stimulation.
Or just slam your head on a chest.
It's crazy, dude. Like, I feel really good right now.
Yeah.
My head feels like buoyant.
Well,
it feels light and buoyant.
They did say, Sharp, like that one of the things is like humming because it stimulates. Oh, you knew that.
I know this. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's so if you create a resonance in your throat, it actually tickles the vagus nerve.
Tickle that nerve,
It
baby.
stimulates that
Yeah.
nerve.
Oh yeah.
Fondles it even.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what can you do besides, again, this is one of the things about being in an ethically non-monogamous relationship that we have to cultivate for ourselves is what can you do for yourself?
Absolutely.
And not putting all of your needs on this one person.
Hell yeah.
Who can you call? Who can you hang out with?
Ghostbusters?
Yeah, Ghostbusters! Monogamy busters! Yeah,
Call us.
go out to a movie. I don't know. Yeah, there's just so many.
Yeah.
How many has this person tried to, again, get support in other places? I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, like when I'm really upset, my go-to is, and everybody's different, my go-to is the gym.
I thought you were going to say crying and masturbating at the same time, but
no,
What's that called?
tear jerking. Tear jerking. I love that. Tear jerking. Also a great practice.
Ding dong.
I'm gonna come.
And then you just come tears.
Yeah. Going to the gym is definitely my number one go-to because it's like a lot of times what I tend to go to, and everybody's different. Some people go to sadness and whatever. I tend to go to anger. Shocker. Yeah.
High testosterone bitch that you are.
Yeah,
you go, girl,
time to shave my goatee again. Yeah. So I tend to go to the gym, and that makes me feel better on so many levels. I'm like, A, I'm doing something good for my body, and B, I'm getting all of that stress out. And building rad.
And you're being dead sexy.
Running
around in your spandex with your camel toe.
With me fucking pube goatee glued to my face.
Flirting with all the men's.
Yeah. Wink, wink.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Yeah, you want to ride this camel too. You want to, pull up your shorts a little tighter, walk around.
Oh my God, I should totally do that. Like go to the gym one day just with maybe I'll go to someone else's gym, not my gym.
Yeah.
With my shorts pulled up so tight that I have a
Can I videotape you, please? As long as I can be your guest.
Okay, let's do that one day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Camel
Let's go
toe.
to a part of town that I don't live in though, because where I live is so
Got ya.
small.
They know you there. You stand out.
They
have those camel toe underwear. Have you seen those?
No.
Oh yeah, it's like I think it's big in Japan. It's big in Japan. I think it is. They sell camel toe underwear. I don't know how big of a thing it is, but I went down a wormhole or a camel toe hole and checked it out. They sell camel toe underwear to make it look like you got a big puffy puss.
A big puffy pussy.
Yeah, like a big loaf of ciabatta bread. Yeah, so
your ciabatta, your pussy ciabatta.
Pussy
Or it'd be a panini.
A panini sandwich. Yeah, with extra veggies dressing. Do we have another question?
God.
Oh my God, it better be
We have
fast.
like 3 minutes.
got the 3
I did
minutes.
have a quick one.
Oh, a quickie.
Oh my God.
Sure, what's a quickie?
Nope, it's not that one. That's not the quick one.
It's not that
Where's
one.
the quick
Not that.
one?
That's not it. That's not it.
Oh, you did?
Oh boy. Here it is. Nah. Oh shit, I did the wrong
Shit.
code.
All right.
Oh, balls. Done.
All right.
No.
I have it.
Oh, you got it.
I have
Okay,
a
go.
question. What was that?
Can a penis reach the vagus nerve?
Oh,
I'd say
I
if you're in Las
wish.
Vegas.
Oh God,
Yeah.
I wish.
I'm sure there's some things that you do. If it's a real Hummer.
If
You
it's
know?
a real Hummer and it goes like behind
Oh,
the
I
cervix
suppose if you're
toward the anus,
wait.
like toward the ass.
If someone's giving you a Hummer, then yes, it would reach the vagus nerve.
Yeah.
Stimulates the vagus nerve.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. Great
Yeah.
question. There's your answer.
And
yes.
speaking of which,
What?
If you have one person that you just connect and vibe with on all levels, but they're hesitant to go down on you,
Dump them.
I wonder if they're nervous or inexperienced. The sex and kissing are on point, but they don't go down. What are your thoughts?
They don't know about the vagus nerve connection.
Yeah.
So if you tell them that it's going to actually make them happy to go down on you,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. And there are people who haven't done a whole lot of that, and so they're super nervous about it.
Right.
And you can always make a game out of it. And be like,
Yeah.
hey, let's do this thing where I ask for what I want for 5 minutes, you ask for what you want for 5 minutes. then we
Mhm.
switch or whatever.
Mhm.
So you can do it, and that puts a time restriction on it, so they won't be all like, "Oh my god, I could be down there for hours, not knowing what I'm doing, fumbling around, and then I'll wake up and I'll look like a glazed donut, and I won't know anything." Whatever. It like kind of takes the pressure off of it.
Yeah.
You can do something like that. Also, I just really recommend having a candid conversation about it and just saying
Absolutely.
like, "Hey, one of my favorite sensations is cunnilingus.
Yeah.
Are you opposed to that?"
Yeah, I agree. Like I think asking, sensitively like I noticed that this hasn't happened and I'm just curious about,
Mhm.
how you feel about it. Is it intimidating? Just kind of
Mhm.
go through with those opportunities of compassionate, empathetic examples so that it
Yeah.
gives them permission to be vulnerable
Yeah.
about what could be going on, and then if they're just like, nah, I just think it's stinky and gross, then dump them.
Totally. Or confirm that you don't have bacterial vaginosis or trichomoniasis or whatever, and then dump them.
There you go.
Because if you do have BV, it is going to be stinky.
Oh, I
FYI.
have to admit, I don't know what trichomoniasis is. I know what BV
It's
is.
so it I believe it's another bacteria thing. I could be wrong, but
Okay.
it's another thing that is very similar in smell to bacterial vaginosis. So
Okay.
it's like someone open a can of tuna.
It tricks you.
It does.
Yeah.
But it's an STI, so it's transferable from one partner to another.
Shit dogs. Okay.
It's not very common though. Most
Okay.
people just get BV and they might think that they have trick, but they don't.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's really not that common, but it does exist. So, and luckily the same treatment works for both things. So I think it is a bacteria. Because
okay.
it's the treatment kills both things. So it's like, doesn't really matter what you have. If it smells like a can of tuna, same treatment.
Oh.
Take care of that.
Yeah, exactly. Shouldn't smell like tuna.
No.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely taking the next week off because it's going to be my birthday when we're having next
Yeah,
year.
you're right. And actually, if you don't mind, I thought about having a guest in my bed at home.
Next week?
Yeah.
Oh my God, how exciting.
Yeah, I got to confirm it, so I can't give away the surprise yet.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right. And then
Titillating.
the week after that is Country Fair, I think. But if you're back by Tuesday, we could potentially do something. I just need to make sure
you'd love to see me right after coming back from the country fair. I am a
You're
piece
gonna
of
look
work.
like a
JBF, just like fucking
fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just like, my face looks like an elephant's twat. I've got dreadlocks. I'm just drooling on my tits.
God, yeah.
Bro, I had a great time.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'll be out next week. You might be here next week, but don't be surprised if we don't do anything next week. But we might do something next week, and we might do something the week after. But you know what? It's summer.
Yeah, it's summer.
We might just be outside
We're
enjoying this.
self-absorbed. I'm embracing my inner narcissist.
Yes.
And by the way, give her money.
Yeah. Yeah. So
there's
we are
links.
on Patreon. We have a Venmo up. What else? You can send us emails. Was that an orgy@gmail.com?
Yeah. And for fuck's sake, subscribe. It's just like it's just like push.
And press your ding dong.
Look at me getting
Hit the bell
sassy.
button.
Yeah. For fuck's sake.
For fuck's sake.
Amazes
Press your
me.
ding dong. Hit the bell button.
Hit the bell button. Press our ding dong. We like
Yeah,
it.
pretend it's my ding dong and press it.
There you go. Exactly. Well, then they're going to lick their computer. And then they could get electrocuted. We're going to get sued,
don't get
Char.
electrocuted, kids.
All right.
We love you too
Well,
much.
Thanks for tuning
Yeah.
in to our tune.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and regardless, this is the last time we'll be in this studio. We will be elsewhere though.
Yep.
You're gonna see us in brand new
keeping it
surroundings.
alive.
To be determined.
Yeah.
Keeping it alive.
In my studio, I think, next.
Your studio.
My studio
Oh.
with my new Murphy bed.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys.
Ta-ta.
See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
No matter where you stop, I'll follow you to movies, even to the barber shop. Now, eager beaver, baby. Eager beaver, baby. Eager beaver, baby.